All right, so what I'll do is, since I can't write, I will pull up some visual aids for you. Let you kind of remember your log properties. If I can find some that's decent. Bing. What the heck is Bing? Who wants Bing? I hate these search engines that come in here and try to, oh, it's a conspiracy is what it is. Huh? Oh, is that what it is? Okay. Well, I'm in favor of it. I just don't want it to come up with Google. Google's supposed to come up. All right, write some of those down. These are just some of your properties that you don't have to write the derivatives. We're not into that right now. Well, you can write it down if you want to. Let me blow it up a little bit. Y'all didn't know that projector could do that?
No.
Oh yeah, you probably have other teachers that don't even know how to use a projector. Those are the people that the IT department likes because they don't have to do anything. I'm going to put that up. I'm going to freeze that screen while I pull up two more things.
You can do that.
What? Yeah, I can do two things at one time. Okay. Bing. Just don't understand why. I thought Google was the.
Internet Explorer is mentally healed already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So on the left column, we did fraction 1/6, or no?
Huh? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and do the derivatives on this side. The integrals are on that side. Yeah, that's the change base formula. That's the quotient rule. That's the power rule. Yeah, write down all of them. since I can't use, I'll pull up Word and use it. Maybe that'll work. Okay, everybody got that? I'm trying to work with what I got, so y'all just bear with me a minute. These are just some things that you might want to be aware of. Compound interest. I'll write that down. Continuous interest. And then the amortization. I'll just give you those two right quick, and then these are the exponentials. You're going to see the graphs in your book. Right now, to let you know what I'm covering. .5, 1.8. 1.5 and 1.8 is what I'm covering right now. And move it down a little bit. You'll scroll back up to the first one. Got it?
Question.
Yes.
Is N APR?
I'm sorry, what?
Is N APR?
N is the number of times that it's done. So most of the time, if it's a monthly payment, it's going to be 12. If it's biannual, that would be 2. Annual would be 1. T is the number of years. Like if you finance a car for 6 years, N would be 6. Usually it's, what if you finance something for 6 months? N would be 0.5 because it's half a year. You have to think of stuff like that. Yes?
The first one was compound interest. What was the second one?
Continuous.
Continuous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can you go back over with what the last one again? What's P?
Right here. P is the principal. So if you put in $2,000 in a savings account, 2,000 would be P. R is the rate of interest. N would be number of times. So we're going to do one of each. So you'll see how it works.
What's the last one called?
This is the first one's called compound. The second one's called continuous. This is called amortization. AMMORTIZATION. Amortization. Basically, dang old payments. House payment, car payment. All right, so I'm going to attempt.
So that one's continuous?
The second one's continuous.
Okay.
So, let's go to a new page. Insert.
Before you go to that, could you go back to the log page?
The log page.
I didn't get on.
Okay. There it is. Tell you what, why don't I snip that and you'll have that too. And go to the Word. Insert. There you go. And today's class, we're going to go through just about all these, except for the derivatives and the antiderivatives. We're not going to go through that. We're going to go through and just knot the cobwebs loose on your log principles and make sure you can think in terms of an exponent function, like y is equal to 2 to the x versus y is equal to x squared, that kind of thing. So as soon as y'all get through ciphering these 4 things, I'm going to put a couple of problems on the board and let's just kind of knock the cobwebs loose. And then once we knock the cobwebs loose, you should be able to handle the homework. Now, once we finish these 2 sections, I'm going to go through and pull out some things that maybe I've skipped out of your book. We'll do that tomorrow. So you're probably talking about a test Wednesday. So that means all your homework needs to be done by Wednesday, and I'll post a test Wednesday to Sunday, something like that. But Wednesday to Friday, we're going to be going over Unit 2 material. Okay? So. I'll save this. Since I can't record it, I'm going to save this document, and I'll send it to you on a email. How about that? Sorry, that's the best I can do. All right, the first one.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Will the test be available Wednesday, or can we complete it like Tuesday night for it to be?
It's going to be due Wednesday, whenever we finish. That's depending on when I say we finish.
So you'll just give us a due date?
Yeah, I'll do it. Technically, I'll do it in class. I'll put it up on the board in class, and I'll cut off the homework in class, and so you'll see the dates in class, and then you'll go do it.
So we'll see that Wednesday, or we'll see that tomorrow?
Whenever I finish. I don't know when that's going to be because I don't know how far we're going to get today, and I don't know how far we're going to get with the things that I've skipped. I got to go over that first. You'll know. Just come to class. All right, let's make this a little bit bigger. And you win the lottery and have won $250,000. Okay? You are unsure of what to do with the money because you have to pay taxes and want to get the best, the most out of your money. In other words, you're not RAD, redneck disorder. You're not going to go out to the strip club and blow out $600,000 or $100,000. put $60,000 in the console of your truck, brand new truck that costs $60,000, and get your truck and the $60,000 stolen. That's what happened to the guy in Texas that won so much money. Idiot. Anyway, you're going to be the opposite of that. You want to figure out what you want to do with your money before you start blowing it. So, you decide to put it in a savings account. God, this. Sorry. So, you decide to put it in savings for 5 years. The bank is happy and settles for, let's just say, right now, since the economy is still in the tank, banks are like giving 0.02% on a savings account. Does anybody open a savings account, or what is it, 0.02%? Real low. But the economy is just doing so well. Anyway, 0.02%. The banks are still scared to give, interest on money. It used to be like 8 or 9%. So let's go back to the glory days and let's say 8%. For 8%, okay, compounded monthly. What amount will you have at the end of 5 years? All right, crank that out. And yes, you will need your calculator, unless you're Rain Man. I just want to make sure you can work a formula. If you can't, then we'll chalk that up to what? Failure. Good. I better go ahead and save this so I can just hit the disk. Save as, what's today? Today's the 23rd. 5/23/16, math 130. And then we'll do another one. Question 2. What would be the amount if compounded continuously? I teach a Math 130 class, a Math 103 class, and there's a chapter in there where we go over this stuff, and we go over amortization, which is payments, and we go over savings accounts, and then income tax. Oh my gosh, them people in there, they just don't know. And when we go over the amortization, and they find out that they're paying like double the amount on the car that they just bought, after 6 years, they go crazy. They're like, yeah, how low can we get that payment? Those car salesmen, how low can we get that payment? Just own you for another 3 or 4 years. But it wisens you up. And then when we get to the income tax, they find out that some people pay 40% of their income tax to the government.
How do you calculate ROI? What do you plug in? Rate, which would be.
Well, the rate would be 0.08
Yep.
and the N would be 12. I'll go ahead and put that here for y'all. Since I can't draw, N is equal to 12. No, not lowercase n. I meant not uppercase n. N is equal to 12. R is equal to 0.08. P is equal to 250,000. And T is 5 years.
Why is it 12?
Because that's how many months are in a year.
It's compounded monthly.
Compounded monthly.
So that tells you that.
N is equal to 12. Yep. So, I can't do this. I'll do this on your handy dandy calculator.
So if it was yearly, then.
It'd be 1.
If it was daily, it'd be
365. But you ain't gonna get many banks right now to do that.
Wells Fargo.
They so scared. They so scared of the economy. They don't know what's. They 0.02% on savings accounts.
They compound daily. Wells Fargo does.
Do they? Yeah, 0.02%.
0.02%.
Yep. All right, so here we go. We pull up our handy dandy do-jigger here. We move it over, trying to manipulate as much as possible. Since I am recording this, I can at least have this information for you. There we go. How's that? Can y'all see all this? I'm trying. So, you work your way which way? Inside, out. You can do it all on the calculator. Take R, 0.08, divide by 12. And that's that answer. You add it to what? 1. Raise that to the what? Well, the N is 12, so put that in parentheses. 12 times 5. Enter. And then multiply that by 250,000.
Well, what's AC?
What do you mean AC?
NT. I'm so sorry. What am I doing?
That's all right. You're on drugs. We understand. Now, how much did you make? That's how much you got in the bank account. So subtract 250,000 and divide that by 5 years. 24,000 a year. But it's much more sensible to take your money, buy you a brand new car, and put $60,000 in it, and go to the strip club or the bar and get it stolen. Now, a lot of people say, "Well, I got to live. I can't put all that money." Well, put 50,000 in your bank account. Put 200 away. If you come into money, first of all, put it in the bank, and then while it's in the bank, go hire you a accountant attorney. Okay, I know it's kind of a misnomer, accountant/attorney, but that's where you need to go first place. Because some of you may come into inheritance. Some of you may win the lottery. I don't know. But please don't go to the strip club in a new car with $60,000 in the... Don't do that. Well, I want to buy a new car. Well, you put $250,000 in the bank. Take $50,000, put it in an unsecured CD. They'll borrow. You can borrow on that. And then after you pay the car off in payments, you got the $50,000, put it back in the savings account. That's how you live. You don't go to strip club. All right, now let's do the continuous. Same thing, except you're going to take E. So take E, handy dandy E, second function. I don't know how to use a calculator. E, right there. Second function, natural log. And that's going to be to the 60th power times 250,000. That don't look right.
He has 60.
No, you multiply 8%, by 5.
0.08.
Yeah.
Thank you. I knew something wasn't right. I'm sorry. R times T, not N times T. All right, so that's 0.08. Thank you. 0.08 times, 5 years? There we go. And then second function, E to the inverse answer. And that's going to come out to be 1.49. Multiply that by 250,000. And that comes out to that. So which one's higher? Probably continuous. Now, why do they do that? Well, some banks do it just so they don't have to fool with this. And then some banks do it as a, incentive for you to put the money there instead of another bank. But those two are used. In your banking industry, these two make up a lot of the formulas that they use, if the derivations of these two formulas. Okay? Yes.
No,
Huh?
you're
Okay. Now let's do the killer. Let's do that one. And we'll move it down. Well, let's just move it down here. And I'll insert again. And I'll put down here. You look at a car on a new car lot, and out comes the salesman. He wants to help you out by getting the payment as low as possible. So here's what he proposes. The car costs $27,000. He wants to get your payment as low as possible. So monthly payment, 12 monthly payments. 12 equals N. And I can't type, people. I'm much better at writing than I am at typing. Equals N. And you're running, anybody bought a new car lately? What's the percentage on a new car? Anybody know? Okay. We'll go at 4.6%. How about that? 4.6%. I have no idea if that's right or not, but we're just going to equals R. And we're going to do it for 6 years because he's trying to get that payment as low as possible. So T is equal to 6. All right, figure it out.
Average interest rate right now is 3.77%.
Okay, we'll go 3.8. Thank you. Is that on a car? All right, let's just do 4. That's what that's what my mortgage is when I refinance, so we'll just do 4%. And then after you figure how much your payment is, tell me how much you paid for the car at the end of 6 years. Yeah, right now I'm in 1.6. Simple interest, compound interest. Kind of threw this one in as a bonus. Now this problem, I'm going to use the stove button. You know, where you buy bread and milk at the stove. We're going to use the stove button. Got to show y'all a picture of my son. He was teaching his dog. I bought him a dog because he wanted a dog. He was teaching his dog how to ride on the four-wheeler. Every time I look at that, I'm like, that dog is saying, "Oh God, get me off this thing." Well, I was cutting hay yesterday, and he was riding around in the hayfield. And that dog looked like he was about to die. Get me off this thing. Sorry, got something in my throat. I know they are. They will. I got to lay off them things. So I'm going to do the top. I'll call it the numerator because that's what the top of a fraction is called, right? I'll wait. Y'all still ciphering. I'll wait. Cheer up.
What?
Like you were having a manic Monday.
I work before I came here.
Where do you work?
No workout.
Oh,
Yeah.
where do you work out?
At 9 miles sometimes.
After my divorce, I turned my gym into, I meant my garage into a gym because I can't put my truck in it. So I just bought a bunch of equipment, put it in and a carpet. And I carpeted my gym. I meant my garage. And I was a member at Gold's for so many years, and then I bought a elliptical and a treadmill from Life Cycle. Oh.
That's cool though. You can work out anytime.
Yep.
So our overhead is 0.04, right? It's 0.04.
All right. So here we go. First of all, I'm going to do the numerator. R over N. So that'd be 0.04 over 12. So I take my handy dandy calculator. 0.04 divided by 12 equals. And what am I going to do? Multiply that by what? By 27,000. And I'm going to stow that. Hit stow. And I'm going to call it alpha N for what? Numerator. So now I've got that stored in my calculator.
So all you have to do is get a second N.
Alpha N, and then you don't have to type that in anymore. Okay, now I'm going to clear it. And I'm going to do the bottom. Now the bottom, you gotta really work it. Now I don't like, see this negative N times T? Well, all that is over what? 1. It's all over 1. So if I flip that, if I make it 1 over all this stuff, what will it make that NT? Make it positive. And that's what I'm going to do. So just, if you don't understand, just ignore what I'm going to do, okay? All right, so I'm going to take R over N. So that's my R over N, 0.04, divided by 12, enter. And I'm going to add that to 1, right? Now, I'm going to raise that to the NT power because I'm going to flip it. So I'm going to raise it to the NT power, positive NT power, which is 12 times 6, which is what? 72. So raise it to 72. And that's going to be that, but that's under 1. So 1 divided by inverse answer is equal to that. And then I'm going to subtract it from 1. 1 minus inverse answer. So the bottom, you should get 0.21. Did y'all get that?
Yes.
So no matter how you do it, you still get the same thing. Now, so I take alpha n and divide by second answer, which is the 0.21, and I get $422.42. So write that down. Now, how many months did you pay $477? Times? No, you don't. 12 times 6 is what? 72 payments. So you actually paid $30,000, almost $31,000 for the car. So the rest is interest. You're paying to use that money. So the difference minus $27,000, you're paying $3,414 in interest. Now that may not seem like much, but let's do a house. Let's change this to $227,000. Monthly payments 4% and 30 years. Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me how you got 90 on the top of this?
You take R divided by N, which would be 0.04 divided by 12. Oops, I'm sorry, hold on. 0.04 divided by 12 and multiply that by 27,000. Probably the 4. You probably typed in 4. Okay, for those of you that change the car to a house. And we'll just copy this. Let's see. Yeah, go ahead. Yep, monthly payments, 12 is in. Control C. Control V. And I'll freeze that, and I'll change the other one back to a car for there. Because how much was the car? 6 years and 27,000. And save.
I thought T was 6.
Not on house. House is either 15 or 30. I changed it to 30.
Okay, now I'm very lost. So you have.
I'm changing. Hold on.
N times T. So you're going to do negative 12 times 30 now instead of negative 12 times 6.
Yep.
Okay, so.
Because it's a house.
Solving, can you solve the denominator again by plugging in all the variables?
Can I do what now?
Solve the denominator on the equation.
On this one?
One
The house?
1 plus r over n parentheses raised to negative n plus 2. That one.
Yeah, I'm going to do it in just a second. Hold on. Let me change the problem.
But not with 30, with 6.
Oh, with the 6?
Yeah. You,
Okay. Hold on. Here we go. All right. First of all, I'm going to take R over N, 0.04 divided by 12. Add it to 1. And raise it. In your case, you raise it to the negative nt power, which would be negative 72. Enter. And then 1 minus the negative, or 0.786, whatever that is, comes out to be that. That's the denominator. And then your answer is 90 divided by inverse or second answer. And there's your payment. You pay almost half. Yep. Okay, let me go down here and change the house. Yep.
I got 4.22, not 4.
You got a decimal. You're not typing in 4.04. Probably you're typing in 4. That's probably.
0.213.
Sounds like you got the right. It sounds like you got the decimals wrong somewhere. 0.04 divided by 12, and then plus 1, and then raise it to the negative negative 72.
Okay, which is 0.7869.
Okay, 1 minus that is 0.21.
Yeah.
And then take 90 and divide by 0.21. Should be around $422. Okay, now in this case, let me go ahead and put the formula here so you'll have it. So I'll have it. Here we go. 0.04 divided by 12, enter, multiplied by 227,000. And that's that right there. $756.67. We're going to stow that alpha in. Okay, clear. Now I'm going to take 0.04 divided by 12, enter, add it to 1, enter, raise it to the what? Well, 30 times 12 is what? 360? Right? Okay. Negative 360. 1 minus second answer. I got 0.69. Now I take alpha, numerator, divide it by second answer. I get 1,083. That's about right. Dang on my payment. I think mine is, yeah, mine is 1,100 something. So take that and multiply it by how many? 360 payments. So at the end of 30 years, you have paid almost $400,000 for a $200,000 house. Now, what's the way to not pay that? Pay a lot up front, pay down payments, but also instead of a 30-year mortgage, do a 15-year mortgage. But why would you do that? Why? Some people would do it because they want to save money and they have the extra money to pay the payment. Like you're married and you got one one person in the household brings home $75,000 a year, the other one brings $80,000 home a year, then yes, you can afford probably, and you don't have any kids, you can afford to pay a 15-year payment. How much difference would it be? Calculate it. Calculate 15 years and see what the payment would be. And see how much you pay at the end of 15 times 12. 12 times 12 is 144, so it'd be over 144.
And how did you save a number as n? Alpha n what?
Numerator, n, alpha, alpha, and then whatever letter you want to save it in. I save it under n for numerator.
If you divide the time by 2, it's actually double the
Hmm?
store.
It's not going to double it, it's going to make it more, but not double it.
Could you do one more?
Well, we're going to do it at 15, yeah, and we'll do another one if you want to.
The answer would be 1679.
How much?
1679.
And then multiply that by, what's 15 times 12?
302,236.
So you're paying $100,000 less at 15. But let's go ahead and calculate it for those that are calculating it. So that'd be same thing up top, wouldn't it? Yeah. R over N doesn't change. It changes down here. So 0.04 divided by 12, enter, plus 1. Somebody tell me what 12 times 15 is. It'd be 180? 180? Be negative 180. And then 1 minus alpha n, no, 1 minus, sorry, hold on. 1 minus, oh, I forgot. Somebody tell me what you get with 1 plus r over n to the negative nt power. What was it? 1 minus what? Point what? I lost it. 1 minus point what?
1 minus R over N. That would be much.
This whole piece right here. I'm sorry, I hear mumbling. I don't hear. Articulate.
1.003.
This needs to be like 0.7 something. I'll do it over. That's all right. 0.04 divided by 12 plus 1 raised to the negative.
You multiply
Yeah.
instead of dividing.
Shoot. Let's just quit. 0.04 divided by 12 plus 1 raised to the negative 180 and 1, okay, 0.54. 1 minus inverse answer. The denominator comes out to be 0.4506. Now, take alpha n and divide it by second answer, and that's equal to 1679. What's your question?
Oh, he's not doing 30?
No, we did 15. We said, what would be the difference at 15?
I didn't even get the first ones.
Multiply by 15 times 180. That's why I'm putting it all up here. So you pay $302,000 instead of, what was the other one? $390,000. So you save a little bit of money. And versus, some people may not be able to afford it, but some people know they're not going anywhere. Okay? If you got a so many acre farm and you've been there since, and you're not going to sell it no time soon, why not do a 30? I mean, You don't have to make that payment, the biggest payment. So some people, you know, versus somebody that works with Michelin that might not know where they're going to be in 10 years. So you would do a 15-year versus a 30-year, you know, something like that. It all depends on whatever floats your boat. We'll do one more since y'all asked. I'll do one more since I try to help y'all out. Let's go with a house. Let's say you really hitting it big. Oops. And let's say you step it up to a $300,000 house. We're going to throw a twist in it.
We ain't got.
What? $300,000. You make a down payment of $20,000. Down. That just knocks off. I mean, you can do simple subtraction. Down payment of $20,000. So in other words, how much are you borrowing? Okay, you can do that. See, you can do that. All right. And interest R is equal to, the bank says you qualify for a 3.5% loan. And N is equal to 12 because you're going to make monthly payments. And you do it for 20 years. Which is unusual, but just throw it in there to make it a little bit different. What I wish I could do is draw on the board and then I could show you where everything goes, but it's kind of hard to do when you don't have anything to draw with, unless I could pull up paint, but I don't even want to try that.
Can you draw on the board with paint?
Hmm?
Can you like draw on the board?
I can do the markers, but I don't know if they work or not. Y'all's way. That would be 300,000 .035 over 12 over 1 minus.
280,000.
Yeah, sorry. You're right. I can't subtract. 1 plus 0.035 over 12 raised to the negative 20, that'd be 240. And that's what you put in the calculator. Should you be able to do these problems without putting anything on paper? Yes. You should be able to work it in the calculator just like I'm doing it. So you need to be able to do that. Not just in this class, but you need to be able to do this problem. These 3 problems I showed you, you should be able to do them in real life. Because you're going to see this one again. Unless you just hit the lottery every time and not have to just pay cash for everything. Or marry a sugar mama or sugar daddy or both, whatever your cup of tea is. So let's go ahead and do the numerator since that's easy. 0.035 divided by 12. Multiply that by 280,000. Then I'm going to store that, so I hit stow, alpha, N. Now you don't have to store it. You can put it over to the side on your piece of paper and clear it and then type it in again. I'm just trying to save you from having to write a lot of stuff down. Now the bottom, 0.035 divided by 12, add it to 1, and raise that to the negative, what'd I say, 240? And then 1 minus that, I got 0.5029. I can stow that. You can stow that. Stow alpha D for denominator. And now, what?
When I do that, I'm getting negative. I got the same answer, but I just get a negative instead of 0.50.
Are you using this negative right here when you type it in?
I'm using one at the bottom.
No, don't use that one. Use this one right here.
I got you.
Try that. So now I got both of them in there. So how can you do it now? Just hit alpha N divided by alpha D. Enter. So you got a 1623 payment times 240 payments. And that's how much you're paying for that house. So you're paying about 90,000 interest. So when you buy a house or condo or apartment, if you buy it, you're talking, you're going to be paying at least 50 to 100,000 of interest, depending on, you know, what you do. Sometimes you're going to go to 200,000. But you think about it. You're buying, so you're paying to use that money. So it's just like anything else. I'm gonna tell y'all one of my life's. I got 3 rules. I've told you before. One is don't ever answer the question, does this make me look fat, or will you remarry? That's one question. Don't ever answer that question. The other one is nothing is what? Nothing is free. You're going to pay for whatever you want. You're going to pay for it somewhere. And then the third one is there's always one in the group. So hopefully this will help you. Now let's get to the logarithms. You know, let's just quit. Let's don't go to the logarithms. What?
240 how many payments?
Yep. In 20 years, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, this is going to be interesting. How to do, let's do log. I want you to use your properties, your log properties. I will when I get through. Properties to, there, how's that? To rewrite the following logs. Log of x times y. That's an easy one. And then log of x, y divided by z.
Are X and Y together, or are they separate?
When you smash together, that means they're multiplied.
Oh, I'll say for the second time, not the first one.
Yeah, these two are multiplied. And log of x squared, this is going to be fun, squared y to the third raised to the 5th power. And then one more. low G, base. Okay, I'm gonna have to try to do this. Just give me a second. Where's the daggum subscripts? There we go. Log base 2 of All right, so there's 4 problems. It's log of x squared, y squared, all raised to the 5th power. I'll write them out for you. The only reason I don't want to write a lot up here is because it's not recorded. It won't record this. It'll just record this.
Are you sure it's not Y cubed?
X squared, y cubed, basically whatever I said. I'm sorry.
Can that hear us, or?
So we've got log of xy, put it in parentheses if you want to, and then log of xy over z, and then log of x squared y to the 3rd raised to the 5th power, and then log base 2 of 10. So there's what I got written here. Now I just want you to use your properties to rewrite them. I don't want you to give me no number. I just want you to rewrite them. This is kind of bringing back some of your 109 review. While y'all doing that, I got to pull your graphs out for your parent graphs. I got to do that. Let me go find them since I can't draw them. Oh no, y'all are on the website. Shoot. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good. Miss, is it, I don't know, Montero. Where's Montero? Montero here today? Okay. Okay, y'all do realize that homework means that you need to start working on it at home. Y'all do realize that, right? And I did post homework like last Thursday, right? Y'all understand that? So that means Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and today, y'all need to be working on homework. Y'all do realize that, right?
Yeah.
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of y'all, 8 of y'all pretty much suck. Okay? You haven't done anything. Do not ask me for an extension. Do not, because I'm not going to give it. So, some of y'all that haven't done jack, you need to get started. I'm not going to call you names because I don't want to embarrass you, but I know you got 12 dead grandmothers and 5 flat tires and lightning struck your house and you had a flood and your computer got washed out and You need to get the homework done, okay? Okay, now what am I doing? Oh yeah, I gotta go to the thing, I'll pull up your ebook. What did I say this was, 1.5 and 1.6? Yeah. So hold on just a minute, bear with me. I gotta get two pictures out of here. There we go. Snip. Just leave. I don't blame you. Save. X. There we go. Snip. New. All right. These are your problems using the product rule. That would be log of x plus the log of what? Y. So that's pretty simple. This uses the product rule and the what? Quotient rule. So that would be log of x plus the log of y minus the log of what?
Z. So would that be in parentheses with the x and y, or is it just straight up?
You just write it like that, that's fine. Because you're expanding. This way is expanding, this way is condensing, simplifying. So you can use the product rule and the quotient rule and the power rule, you can use them interchangeably to simplify or to expand. This one, you use the power rule, which means that you pull this out in front, and that will be 5 brackets log, well, actually, no, 2 log of x plus 3 log of y. And then the last one is change base formula, which means log of 10 over log of 2. Now remember, on your calculator, there's only 2. There's log base 10, which on your calculator is log. And then there's log base e, which is equal to what? Natural log. So you have to use, now I'm an log teacher, I don't usually teach natural logs. You either have one or the other, you can use them interchangeably, or you can pick one. They're both the same, it doesn't matter. So if I had log 5 of 2, then that would be log of 2 over the log of 5, and then you can calculate it in your calculator. Okay, so that's 3 or 4 of your properties right there as far as kind of you in the logarithmic mode. Okay, now let's look at you might want to get your parent of graphs out because we're going to add a couple. Your page that has all the graphs on it, you might want to either add a page, and these are 4 that I'm going to add, and I'm going to pull them up now and insert them. Insert picture, and this is your exponential model, which is 1.5, which we went into a while ago with your interest and your amortization. Okay, so you might want to AB to the x and AB to the negative x. This is AB to the x. This is AB to the negative x. Just think of it as the left or right side of your parabola.
So it's log AB to the x? No, it's just...
No, just AB to the x. Logarithms I'm going to put right below it. So this is AB to the positive x power. This is AB to the negative x power. The difference in these and your other parent graphs is this exponent is a variable, x.
So it's negative AB to the x is the right side?
AB to the negative x. Decreasing, negative. AB to the negative x would be like decay, battery life. Anything that, decreases. Okay, so add those 2 to your parent graphs, and the next one is the logarithms, which is a glorified exponent. So insert pictures, and there is your logarithmic. Similar because both logarithms and exponents are the same. So you got a similar, it's just oriented at a different spectrum or a different quadrant.
And for the decreasing one, is it just ln negative x?
Well, use your calculator. We'll do it right here. Y is equal to log of x. Well, where's log of x? There you go. And of course, it would be that one right there. Let's see if I can get a better zoom.
That's just log of x.
Hold on just a second. Let me get log. Let's see which one is 0. There we go. That's log of x right there. This would be a minus log of x right here. Because you can't take the log of a what? Of a negative number. So the negative can't go with the x. it goes with the negative right here. This is A minus, and this is A plus. I just want you to be able to know what it looks like, and log is what you need to know. You're not going to see too many of the negative logs, but there's the log right there.
The difference between those two is positive and negative sign, and if b is greater than or less than 0.
Yeah, because 0 would annihilate the log, so it has to be a number. If it was 0, it'd knock this whole term out. Now, why do you need to know the logarithmic and the exponential? Is so you can interpret. For instance, this one right here. This is what you want to see in business. Why? Dollars increasing over time. That's what you want to see. You don't want to see this unless you're talking about safety. And that's the number of accidents that happen. Okay? All right, so what we've done today is basically go over 1.5 and 1.5, 1.6, and 1.8. Yeah, 1.8. So be looking on the homework for those 13 people that's doing homework. Be looking for a couple of sections added on tonight, exponential and logarithmic. Okay, I'll probably add them on this afternoon sometime. Okay, let me get the roll.
Are those done by the same date?
Well, whatever. When are the other ones due?
26th,
What's today?
23rd.
Yeah, probably be due the same day. Let me get the roll for you. Turn, where'd the time go? I can't believe it's 11:30 already. I'll probably say, golly, it feels like 2 days. Faculty attendance tracker. And I'll try to send this to y'all just as soon as y'all leave. I'll send the notes for anybody that needs it. What are y'all? 1:30. Today's Monday. Beck,
Here.
Bidenball,
Here.
Bowers,
Here.
Branyan, Bundrick, Cromer, Dove, Dunkley, Griggs, Hildebrand, Knott, Keebler, Lilly, Montero, Seidner,
Here.
Sullivan, Thomas, Walker, White. Y'all have a good day. See y'all tomorrow, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Huh? Yeah, I'm here until the next class come in. What's up? Got a question?
You're not here earlier.
Oh yeah, 9. I'm either in here. No, I'm not in here. There's a class in here. I'm in that 203 down here.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, sir.
She was here first.
She was here first.
Yep.
I have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
It's about the last problem set that you posted.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the answer here, and I don't have a problem getting the denominator, but I don't. Where's the problem? This is it right here. I don't know why this is -9 and not -1. I tried to work through it a couple different ways. I'm sure I'm doing something.
Let me stop that recording while I'm at it.